Hey friends. So I was out shopping for plants last night because we are having a huge heat wave here in Seattle. And the half dead plant discount section was completely chock full of treasures. So I had the wild idea, what if I had created a container with half dead plants? So let's go do some bargain shopping. Let's see what we can find. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the surface of the sun. It is so hot outside. Here I am. This is land of half dead plants and half dead, half price. Now, some of these things are not a great deal. Some of these are going to be crispy critters, too darn hard to revive. Here's the thing about half dead plants. You got to know when to, know when to, what is it? Know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Okay. Crispy like this. Hear this? That crunch? That. If you have a lot of that all over your plant, this is a pass, this is a fold, this is do not pass go, do not collect $200. However, check this guy out. This is the verbena, all right? Now, I can already tell this is light as air. This is probably so dry, it's no longer absorbing water. However, check this out. Our stem, amidst all of this crusty, this still has green in it, and funny enough, look at that, there's a bud. This I would go for, okay? So this, hard pass. This I would go for. Let me show you two other things that I'm getting. This little 6-pack of zinnias. I love zinnias. These ones are not crispy. They are, like, do not get it twisted. These are limp as heck. However, a zinnia is incredibly durable. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna take this home. I'm gonna buy this one, it's half price, so it's like $1.50. I'm gonna take this home and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with it. Here's another one. This is a salvia. This salvia vista is absolutely sensational. It's like the smoky mauve color. I know exactly what I'm gonna do with it. Again, she's not crispy, she's just limp, half price. I'm here. Friends, these are in the deceased pile. They are freebies because they are half dead. However, I still think we might have a chance of reviving them. Here's the deal. Is it worth a couple cups of water to see if I can do it? Heck yeah, it is. So these are coming home. And also it's alyssum. So this is the other thing. When you're shopping for half dead plants, know your plant. An alyssum is super hardy. It is super lovely. I think we have a good chance of getting this back in action. If you see a verbena, again, great chance. Lobelia, easy to revive. The key is limpy, not crispy. Here's the deal. This is our lucky day. Right over here, we have half-price pots. Now, this is a material called fiber stone, right? So it's a little bit of fiberglass mixed with cement, blah, blah, blah. These ones are $50. They are currently half off. Here is the scoop. These are very easily paintable. And so if you are a DIYer, you don't mind things that look a little beaten, here's what I would say. What's kind of cool is I would go with the lighter finish because the lighter finish looks more like a weathered concrete. And so some of those damaged areas aren't going to be as noticeable. So I think for our arrangement today, I think I may go with this colorway. Maybe I'll go with this one. I think I go tall. I think I go beefy. Okay, so here's the other thing. When you go with a fiberstone container, this is super easy to lift. And so this is a really great choice if you're someone who just has a super hard time lifting a ceramic container. So yeah, we're gonna go tall. And I'm actually kind of digging on this one. Okay. Friends, we've arrived back home and I want to show you all of the delightful treasures that I got and show you what I'm going to do with these now that I've arrived at home. So first things first, all of this was $54. So $54, let me break this down. This sucker, I actually ended up getting the taller one and it was $40. That is still an exceptional value for a container of this size and this quality. That means all of the rest of these plants were $14 and a ton of them were free, a ton of them were half price. I'm gonna walk you through what I got. Some of these I picked up yesterday, they were going in the garbage, and I will show you what I do to revive these things. First things first, let's actually go over what I got yesterday and what I did to get them to the state you see right now. You need to find a shady spot in your garden. We are not sticking these in full sun, even if they have tons and tons of water. These are now shade plants, okay? Until they get their sea legs,
these are shade plants. So after you find a shady spot in your garden, you are gonna grab a tray of some sort. This could be a baking dish. I mean, it could be anything. But the goal is we want to hydrate these plants from the bottom. And here's why. When you are shopping in a nursery, 99.99999% of these plants are going to be planted in a mixture that contains peat. Here's the problem with peat. One of the problems is if that peat gets really dried out, it becomes what's called hydrophobic. So literally translated, hydro, water, phobic, afraid of. Gets afraid of water. So it becomes hydrophobic. Now, the only way to combat this is by rehydrating that material. And that is going to be a slow and steady process. That is not going to occur in 20 minutes of watering, which is why all of these beautiful things end up on the sale rack in the dumpster, is because there's no way to rehydrate a plant successfully from overhead watering once it has become hydrophobic. So we have found shade. We have found our container. Next thing, you're gonna lay these suckers out and you are gonna fill this tray from the bottom, give everything a mist over the top. Once you do that, you are gonna let her ride. You are gonna leave these plants alone for at least a day. And the reason being is that we want these things to regain some sense of homeostasis before we go playing with them and putting them in their pots. So let me walk you through what these things look like after 24 hours of this method. Okay, first thing we got yesterday is this beautiful little monster. It is a branching sunflower. This has been soaking for 24 hours at this point, and look at this. This branching sunflower is actually trying to bloom. And you can see this thing is covered in buds. So I've got bud, 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 bud. I mean, this thing is gonna be gorgeous. Also, look at this stem. It is not wimpy, it is not flimsy. She is almost ready for her new life in a container. I wanna show you two other things that I got yesterday. Oh, and by the way, I got 1, 2, 3. And look at this. This one is starting to bloom. This one bloomed already, but look at this. Look at these beautiful buds. These are looking fantastic. Okay, next thing I got yesterday is this right here. Hello, this lobelia looks perfect. Yesterday, this was all wilted over. It was the saddest thing you've ever seen. And after a good 24-hour soak in the shade, she is perky, she is happy, and covered in blooms. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. And what's so funny is these were all, being thrown into a dumpster. And so I did end up getting 4 light blue and 1 of the darker blue. And I love the dark blue, but I'm not mad at any of these beautiful things. Okay, the next thing I want to show you. Look at this. Okay, first of all, how perky is this verbena? This verbena was also destined for a dumpster, and I don't even know how this is possible, but look at all of this like fresh green foliage. The reason that this was in a dumpster is because it had really lost its shape. Well, if you are a gardener who knows verbena, you know you can prune this back and it can regain a super beautiful shape. And look at this, just gorgeous, gorgeous red. It almost looks like it has a kiss of like a deep coral, which is very cool. So this is almost ready to be played with. Okay, last but not least from yesterday. Ooh, she's dripping. This is a ligularia. When I picked this up yesterday, this had no life in it. These were flimsy. Everything was completely bent over. The problem with this is it was in pure sun. It was getting blasted, and this is a shade-loving perennial. And a ligularia is absolutely beautiful in the garden. And so literally all of this stuff is so firm. Look at this beautiful new little leaf that's cropping up. This is a far cry from what I saw yesterday. Okay, so now that these have all been soaking for 24 hours, I'm gonna give them a rest from the water. These are heavy. They're saturated on the top. They're saturated on the bottom. 24 hours, we're gonna give them a rest. Okay, now I wanna show you what I got today. First of all, let's go over the stuff that was in the dumpster, basically ready to go. This zinnia. Now, I know that this is a gamble. Here's my rule, remember? Limpy, not crispy. This one, this guy is almost crispy. This guy is just limpy. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these in this tray of water and we're gonna see what happens. But 6-pack of zinnias, free 99. I also got this pack of zinnias, and let me actually show these to you. These they still had marked as half price, and these were free. Do you kind of see the difference? Regardless, I'm gonna bring both of these. I'm gonna treat them the same way. I'm gonna put them in a basin of water and then give them an overhead soak as well. Okay, next up, look at this. This is a scavola. Now, if you know your plants, you know scavola is a hardy beast, and she is lovely. This scavola is a beautiful, light, almost like a periwinkle blue. This is a very, very hardy annual, and I know that just with a little bit of patience, she's gonna be in great shape. The next one is this salvia, and this one is going to be a little tough to revive. She is super limpy. She hasn't gone crispy yet, but it's in this beautiful, like, dusty mauve. All right, next up, you'll oftentimes come across these pre-mixed containers, and I am pretty particular when it comes to these pre-mixed containers. I feel like they charge a premium, and it's not always worth it. This one I got for half price. It has this bigger petunia here. Actually, it might be a pechoa. It's unlabeled, and this gorgeous calibrachoa. And sometimes when they plant these up, they put the most bizarre combinations together, and they call them confetti. Confetti, really? Not into it. But this one, I felt like these two colors mixed really beautifully, and I thought they may go with some of these branching sunflowers. So stay tuned on that. Then lemon balm. I actually don't have any lemon balm in my garden, and look at this thing. This is actually one of the hardiest herbs there is, and it just is lacking a little nutrient. So in the water bath it goes. And then last but not least, this one is another dumpster item. And this one is Verbena Empress Flare Peach, which is so beautiful. I've used this in containers. I love it a lot. And you can see I've got a lot of crispy going on here, but there's a lot of flexibility still in the stem. I've got a couple of buds still going. This one actually looks okay too. This one's gonna go in the water, and hopefully we're gonna be hydrated and back in business. Oh, last but not least, I have these two guys. These were also in the dumpster pile. These ones look super fried, but this one, I think this alyssum is gonna spring back. So I grabbed these, and we're gonna give them a soak. See what happens. Okay, I was just about ready to shoot some B-roll, and I was picking up plants to put in front of the camera, and literally this thing had an inch of water. Inch of water is already gone. So these roots and this soil, it is primed to be rehydrated. So that makes me very, very happy. Very happy. Well, friends, first of all, if it is hot where you are, make sure that your hose does not contain boiling water before unleashing it on these sweet little babies. Next, don't come in here with a jet stream. Come in here with a gentle shower. We're not going to fire hose any of these. I like to give it a little bit of a wiggle so it's not just like blasted, but we're just gently, gently, gently getting all the leaves. And then come down here and we're going to hydrate from the bottom. And I'm going to put, you know what, I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to put about maybe a ½ inch to an inch in the bottom. These pots were so dry, it was insane. Yeah, I'm gonna go for an inch. All right. So there you have it. And now we're gonna set these in the shade, and I'm just gonna let them be. I'm not even gonna play with them for the next 24 hours. We're just gonna let her ride. Oh, yeah. Dang. Wow. Okay. Okay. Holy cow. These haven't even been in here, like, what, 4 hours? 6 hours? Okay. This is, like, ridiculous. That looks like new. This little guy, I think it's just going to take a minute, but that's so nice and saturated. These actually feel heavy. This does not even look like the same plant. There's literally nothing wrong with it. Holy cow. Oh my God, this is the one that I was really worried about. This is the one that I was like, this is a gamble. Oh my God, that looks so good. I think I'm gonna take them out of the water early. Okay, we knew these ones, we knew these were gonna be good. Okay, these still need some work. Oh, but these are firmed up. Oh my gosh, look. Oh, they thought these were dead. Okay, these are like crispy critters. These ones are goners. But still, look at all of that. Holy cow. Okay, I'm going to fluff them up. Okay, pro tip. If yours are regaining consciousness, fluff them up a little bit because sometimes they can get tangled on each other when like all lumped down. Okay, this is so stupid. Okay, that obviously got snapped. This is like not even the same plant. This is so insane. Okay, so sometimes this happens. Like this is like a little bit of a broken neck, so I'll probably just pinch that guy. Ugh, I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get pruners. This is so perfect. Dude, not a thing. Not a thing wrong. Okay. This scavola, literally, do you remember how half dead this thing was? That looks so freaking good. Look at this. Okay, we knew these ones were crispy. We knew this was a gamble, but man, these ones are coming back. This was literally on the dead rack. This was going to go in a dumpster. And so at the bare minimum, we have two perfectly alive, gorgeous salmon zinnias. I'm just going to pinch out that center. And I mean, it needs to branch anyways. I wonder if this is going to make it. Look at that. It's starting to perk up. Look at that. Look at that right there. That may perk up. These two are toast. This is gone city. Oh my God. Okay, dude, this is not bad for a dumpster dive. And look at this. Do you remember how I put an inch of water in there? Look at that. That's barely anything left. Holy cow. Oh my God, I'm so happy. And look at that. Look how gorgeous that color is. That's so good. That's so good. Okay. I'm going to take these out of the water. I'm going to put the water in here. Friends, welcome back to the back patio. I'm obsessed with this space. I'm loving the heck out of it. And I wanted to bring you back here because it's lovely and shady in the morning. And we are going to plant up some containers using my rescue plants. So we've already discussed kind of what we're going to do. Like step one, we take it home immediately. All of these are shade plants, right? We then rehydrate. And really, I mean, we're going to soak it in water. I want you to check it at 6 hours. I want you to check it at 12 hours. And you are just really seeing how these plants respond. If after 24 hours, they are still not perked up at all, you got a dead one on your hands. Really, you have two choices. You can either 86 it or prune it all the way back and see if there's life left in the root system. For me, these are annuals. I'm not going to go there. But if you want to try it out, hey, worst thing that happens is you have a free plant on your hand. Alrighty, next up, after things have hydrated, after things are coming back, we are going to do a prune on these plants. We are going to give everybody a haircut. Now, I'm not doing this right away because I don't want to traumatize these plants any further. They've already been super, super stressed out. But I want to give you an example. This is the zinnia that we literally rescued from the garbage. As you can see, these two popped back immediately. This happened within hours, okay? The next thing that happened is I came in here and I was like, okay, well, I've got 4 that are still looking marginal, but they might make it. So you can see right here, look, I gave everybody a haircut. Well, what happened in the next 24 hours is these 2 came back to life, right? They still have a couple leaves down here that are just kind of wimpy and not great, but everything else looks really good. So at this point, this is what I'm talking about. I have a choice. I can either 86 these 2, or I can prune them back even more, remove all of the leaves, and see what they do in another 24 hours. So I might throw them down in the cut flower garden. Worst case scenario, it's a free plant, but this is kind of the state of the nation here. The other thing, I want to show you some of these. Look at this. Why was this half price? This thing is gorgeous. I brought it home, soaked it. It barely needed any pinching back, and this is ready to go in a container. Now, I am about ready to plant up a container here, and I had so many amazing free plant choices and half price plant choices. I decided I'm going to do 2. And then also, I am going to be redoing the deck that is down in the cut flower garden, and I've decided I'm actually going to use some of these down there because they look so sensational. So let's fill this bad boy with some soil and plan out a container. So friends, for this first one, I'm actually going to use the branching sunflowers. Now, this one was a bit of a gamble. I didn't know how they were going to come back. However, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing here. So the very first thing I'm going to do on this one is I'm actually going to take out this center stem. Woo! This is going to go. Goodbye. Over here, and it actually has some kind of more wilty leaves. So I'm going to take these guys back. Maybe I'll take that guy off there. Maybe I'll take that guy off here. Okay, cool. Let's take off this one. Now, this is gonna now look like I'm planting a bunch of sticks. I'm considering leaving these two just because it is so, actually, you know what? I'm gonna take this down even further. Can I do that? Can I do it? Yes, I can. I can do whatever I want. It's my show. Okay. All right, you guys, she's looking real naked. I'm not gonna lie. She's literally looking like a stick. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe we should use this one. Okay. I'm going to, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to prune all these and I'm going to see which has the best shape out of all three. I think I only have space for two. So I'm going to come in here. And I'm actually going to take out this entire center. Oh my gosh, because look at this. This is so cute. I'm going to leave maybe I'll leave this one. I'm going to take off some of these little gross guys. Okay, because look at this. This one is about ready to bloom. I've got two more branches coming out, tons of buds. That's really good. Okay, let's tackle this third one. Okay, so I have two little sunnies, and I have this one here. You know, I think I'm gonna use this one and that one. This is so funny, it's branching off the top. All right. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave the seed heads. We're just gonna do this for now. So I think I'm gonna start with these two, and this is gonna be my base layer. And by the way, a lot of times when you are dealing with plants that are destined for the dumpster, they are really, really root bound. Or they might have just dried up, crumbly roots here. This is where, like, usually I'm not super particular about tearing all these roots off, but I am gonna do that in this scenario just because I wanna make sure that this is off to as healthy of a start possible. So I'm just removing that bottom there. I'm not gonna worry about the sides. Okay. Looks good there. Let's do this one. Okay. Oh, I could probably top this off with more soil too. So the next thing that I felt really lucky to find was a texture bit. So as you know, texture is huge in a container. I feel like it's one of those things that really elevates what you're creating. And check this out. I found this, it's called Green Splash. It's a sweet potato vine. This is not one that I work with very frequently, but it's a sweet potato vine, so it should do awesome. Oh, and check this out. Look at this tiny root system. I wonder if it just couldn't soak up enough moisture from their overhead watering. In any event, she is going in. All right, excellent. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna hit it with a little bit of lobelia. So as you can see, this is the stuff that was garbage, and so it was all wilted over. I couldn't exactly see the bloom that I was going to be selecting. So I do have 4 of the light blue, I have 1 of the dark blue, but not a big deal. I'm gonna put, I think, 2 on each side. And this should be like lovely and cascading in about a half a second. And I think I'm gonna put that one back here a little bit. Amazing. And you can see I'm kind of creating a little bit of an arc with my planting here. I don't want everything straight across the front. I feel like that's when containers start to look a little bit stale. And then I had another thought. I have this, this is crystal clear mix. This is an alyssum or lobularia. And what I'm kind of thinking is a couple of these were more on the white end of things. And I thought they might look kind of cute tucked in here. This is like very Americana of me, which is, I look like an American flag right now. I mean, I don't have red in here, but this is very like, actually this is very like fresh and kind of coastally. We could go with that too. Okay. Okay, now that we have all of these things in, what is so exciting is I'm going to water this in and we're gonna let this bad boy just kind of chill for a minute. We're gonna let it take a breath. And then I'm also gonna check back in with you guys in a couple weeks and we're gonna see how this is revived. Oh, the last thing I wanted to tell you is that when you are working with containers like this, where we have half-dead plants, we are baby stepping them back to life. We are not like shocking them back into existence. So hydrate, wait, trim, next step, then plant, right? So it's like we're just slowly getting them back on board. And so I'm not gonna straight away fertilize this. I'm actually gonna wait a week, let these guys get their sea legs, let them get used to this new container, and then I will hit them with a liquid fertilizer. And I won't do something robust that's gonna like challenge them to send out a bunch of blooms. I'm just gonna do something nice and even, maybe something organic, a little bit more gentle. Okay, let's do another container. Okay, my friends, this next one, I'm gonna play with this awesome crescent garden container. I have been playing with several of these around my property, just seeing how they perform because number one, they were kind enough to send them to me. And number two, I think they're really fun. They're like such a good modern option. I'm used to seeing like really like not so great looking self-watering stuff. So in this one, I actually want to play up my zinnia game. So I'm going to take some of these dumpster zinnias, as I'm affectionately calling them. And we'll take two of the ones from the dumpster and then let's take maybe just one more because these are gonna get like 2 feet. And these ones you can see they're super root bound. So I'm just gonna yank that sucker off. I'm not even gonna tease it apart. We're just gonna rip and go. All right, excellent. This is going to be my base layer. I'll put this little guy in the middle. Excellent, excellent. All right, perfect. Next, with this zinnia, it is like apricot-y and soft. It's got some great warm tones to it. I love to pair it with something really cool toned. And this is gonna be gorgeous. This is a scavola. It does not have a tag. We don't know what kind it is, but my God, this thing was completely dead. And look at him, just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So this one is gonna be my traily hangy bit, kind of right here. Oh yeah, and like no roots to break up at all. I think some of these things, they just get to the nursery and, you know, they just don't even have a root system to speak of and their failure rate is so high. Okay, that is looking lovely. Okay, next. What do I wanna do? Oh, okay, I might wanna do this. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm really gonna go super contrasty. So we have just lots of cool tones, lots of warm tones here. This is a petunia that was also in the dumpster pile. Now, this guy is looking a little bit rough, but if you know petunias, you know that you can deadhead this guy and it is like back in a flash. What I'm gonna do, just to show you the color story, is I'm not gonna deadhead it just yet, but look at this. This one has super root bound leaves, so I just straight up pull them out. Boom, she's done. And this guy I'm gonna put right in here. And then I actually have 2 of these. Check this out. Some more headliner crystal sky. Is that what this was? Yeah, these are all marked as headliner crystal sky, but these ones don't have the dotting in it that I usually see. So they may be mismarked. Okay, this is so funny. Do you see what I'm noticing? Either half of them have no root system, like this is like barely anything from the grower, or they're completely root bound. Okay, and now that I have kind of my little arrangement going on here, this actually is looking really nice. So there we are. This is going to be arrangement number 2. I'm actually going to save, I think, this is your sneak preview of what's going to go on at the deck down there. But we're going to go punchy the next time we do one of these. All right, my friends, there you have it. 2 totally different containers, all using plants that were destined for the dumpster. Everything I have used here was either 50% off or free 99 because it has been brought back from the dead. In about a week, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna fertilize these. I'm gonna probably deadhead this guy, do a real aggressive cutback. I know some of you were asking, where are my scissors at? I know some of you were asking about pruning things back, and especially petunias that fall flat in the middle and look like a bad haircut. This is what it is. You're gonna come in here and you're just gonna get aggressive. We're just gonna get after it. We're gonna bring this bad boy back into shape. I mean, honestly, and here's a little cute bud right there. And this is just taking off tons of weight that doesn't need to be here, you know? This plant is working hard coming back from the dead. And this over here, man, this one is very wayward and very yellowed. So I think in a week when we fertilize these, we're gonna see a totally different container. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see you in the next one. And in the meantime, go play with some plants and say hello to your garden for me. Bye. Friends, we've arrived back home and I want to do a couple things. Number 1, I want to show you my goodies. That sounds so wrong. This is a family channel. Okay. Okay. Friends, we are, you're going to put that in, are you?